One thing we can't be sure of right now is just how many flat earthers there are in the world. Sure, there's a presence here on YouTube, but just how many are there out there? Well, one flat earther has made some hilarious predictions regarding this and believes that the entire world population will be fully converted within a decade. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, Robin from Liftin the Lid fancies himself as a bit of a flat earth activist. He's been on before, remember this?
And I know the USGS system is a series of tiles which are all stitched together, not from satellites, they're from high altitude balloon footage. And that's how all GPS works on the USGS system.
So the US GPS system uses high altitude balloons, yet I can access GPS here in the UK. Global.
You might laugh, sir, but I am very qualified to know this answer.
Qualified to know the answer, but mocks hundreds of thousands of scientists who are qualified to say the Earth is a globe. Well, last month he released a video entitled, "They are running scared of these numbers." Are we now? Let's have a look at his, and I'm not being over the top when I say this, preposterous reasoning.
So I thought it would be a little bit of fun to have a look at the numbers of the globe denying community today and see what would happen if we could add just 1 out of 10 people every year and see how many we'd have by the end of 20 years. So with that 1 in 10 conversion rate every year, which is, you have to admit, is really slow.
And it's slow for a good reason. The amount of people you would have to talk to in order to convert just one would be huge. I could think of 100 people I know, none of which will ever be converted. And you think out of 10 flat earthers, some of which couldn't argue for toffee, one of them can convert one person to flat earth a year. It could be possible, but the work would be immense.
If we were really pessimistic and said there's only 1 million of us today.
1 million flat earthers is pessimistic, is it? Wow, they've got some real balls, haven't they?
We would hit 6 million after 20 years. Not very exciting. But I think we should increase the numbers a little bit and let's be a bit more optimistic. Let's say 3 out of 10 people every year converted one person.
Now you're expecting that 3 flat earthers out of every 10 can convert one person a year. Now we're getting a little less realistic.
We're now at 146 million, a bit more exciting. Let's just say half of us managed that.
This is now delusional, that half of you can each convert someone to flat earth. No way.
Now we're at 2.2 billion after 20 years.
If you believe that 2.2 billion people will come to believe that the earth is flat, then you need some serious help.
And that assumes a 1 million start point. Okay, so let's go back to our more conservative estimates of 1 in 3. But now let's get real with these numbers. So we're told through the surveys in Brazil that there are 6 million globe deniers in Brazil.
I'm not interested in globe deniers. I want to know the people that have got a firm opinion that the earth is flat. Now that won't be all 6 million, will it? The largest flat earth YouTube channel in Brazil has 30,000 subscribers. So where are they all? It is also important to note that the polls stated that a vast majority of those asked were religious and poorly educated.
And given a 30% increase per year, we're at 877 million people in 20 years. Now, could we do better than that? I think so. 1 out of 2 converts someone every year. We're now at 13 billion in 20 years. So that makes the whole population of the Earth doable in 19.
Now come on, Robin. The whole population of Earth. That includes me, you know, and all the other flat earth debunkers, and the people who've actually been to space and seen the earth with their own eyes.
And somewhere between 18 and 19. But I actually think if we go back to 30%, I think if we added the US estimated population of globe deniers, which we think is around 10 million, we can add the 6 and the 10 and we get these numbers. So if we assume one in three convert someone every year, it's 2.3 billion after 20 years. But if just half of us can do it every single year, we've done the whole plane in 16 years.
Oh dear, 16 million flat earthers right now. Have a word with yourself, Robin. Bloody hell.
However, I happen to think that we're going to do way better than that, because just think of the likes of David Wise and people who go on live streams and capture loads and loads of people all at once. I think it's way more than 1 in 2. Let's say we manage to do 100% every year. So that's every one of us manages to convert one person every year. That's a whole year. We'd have done the job in less than 10 years.
This is a joke video, isn't it? Please tell me it's a joke video.
I think that's quite interesting, but I just want to be a little bit more optimistic than this. And if we had the whole plane-wide awakening, we've got South Korea, we've got China, we've got Russia, we've got many, many people waking up to this. Let's just increase the number a little, but let's not go too crazy. Let's say it was 30 million, which I think is not unreasonable. We've now hit our 7 billion in 9 years.
Right, so you think right now there are currently 30 million flat earthers in the world. Well, let's have a look at that, shall we? The largest flat earth channel is Mark Sargent. Now, ODD Reality has about 260,000 subscribers, but he does a lot of music stuff as well, so it'd be difficult to differentiate the two. Mark Sargent has 84.3 thousand subscribers, and you can pretty much guarantee that all of those are there because they believe the earth is flat. Or do they? I did a survey on my channel that asked, if you are subscribed to me and are not a flat earther, are you subscribed to another flat earth channel for whatever reason? Over 30,000 people voted in this poll and 7% said that they do. Now, I think that's a large enough sample to use 7% as the norm for my entire channel. That means that at least 20,000 of my subscribers also subscribe to at least one other flat earth channel. Now, not all of those 20,000 will be subscribing to Mark, of course. So let's be conservative and say that only 25% of them do, just to keep up with the ridiculousness on his channel. Now that means we can take 5,000 subscribers off of Mark Sargent's subscriber total. We also need to take into account that a lot of flat earthers also have a huge amount of sock puppet accounts on YouTube, as well as genuine other second channels. So let's remove 10% to account for that. Now, the actual amount of true flat earthers that we have subscribed to Mark's channel is now around 72,000 subscribers. Now let's be generous and say that they are all flat earthers, even though some may be just curious looking into it and aren't fully converted yet. Now, of course, not all of the flat earthers on YouTube may be subscribed to Mark, although most will. So let's be really generous and add half of the subscribers from Eric DeBay's channel, another flat earther, and combine those two together. He has almost 60,000 subscribers, so now we've got a total amount of flat earthers on YouTube at around 101,000 people. Now, YouTube has 2 billion users, which means the total amount of flat earthers on YouTube stands at 0.000505%. Now, we're going to be generous again and use that total to figure out roughly how many flat earthers are on Earth in total. Even though, of course, if you haven't got YouTube, it's unlikely you're a flat earther. But all the same, if we figure that out, it ends up that on Earth we've got approximately 378,000 true flat earthers. Not globe deniers, not space deniers, not NASA deniers, but true flat earthers. So as you can see, your estimation is grossly overestimated.
Do you think we could speed it up a bit? Do you think we could do 2 or 3 every year? I know I have. I'm not really trying that hard either.
Are you joking, Robin? Your whole life is devoted to waking people up.
Think how many more seeds you could sow and get these people moving. I don't want to estimate this number any higher than this. I think it possibly is, because I think for every subscriber on our channels, there's probably 100 people just watching who don't want to declare themselves and be part of it. And this is borne out when we go and do street activism. We have 1 or 2 people who come and see us, and in the adult population in the UK, we've got something like 35 to 40 million adults. You could say that 1 in 10, just 10% of those 30 million would equate to 3 million in the UK.
Let's just remind ourselves of the last UK Flat Earth Convention, shall we? $3 million, you say?
So, you know, once you start adding all these countries up, you get a very sizable number. And I hope this gives you a little bit of encouragement that if we can just keep the pressure on, keep sharing, keep doing what we're doing, we're going to get this saturation point really, really quickly.
You are already at your saturation point, buddy. No matter how hard you try, a very large percentage of the Earth's population will never be flat earthers. Take a look at this poll that I also conducted on the YouTube's community page of my channel. 35,000 answered this one, and 95% said they will never be converted. Sorry to burst your bubble, Robin.
And I don't think it's going to take that long, to be honest, to see that this comes good. So keep doing what you're doing, folks. I hope this is encouraging, and see you in the next video.
All this video shows is that you can make up numbers and statistics, get incredibly excited about it despite your obvious delusions, and then think it's job done. Dear oh dear, what are they like? Right, that wraps up another Flat Earth Friday. I really hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, a like and subscribe would be thoroughly appreciated. I have been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great weekend, and I'll see you all on Tuesday for some more moon fun. See you then.